Oh, we're live.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. If you have been waiting, grab your cuppa because we've got some incredible stories for you this morning. So I just want to welcome everybody. If you have any questions of who invited you to this group, or if you have any questions about the business or about the products, please get back with the person that invited you to this group. So once again, welcome. Anita, we're going to start with you this morning. You've got an incredible story for us, and we just can't wait to hear it.
Well, thank you. But Aaron, do you have the income disclosure statement to read first, please, sir?
I do. There are no guarantees regarding the income from the My Daily Choice opportunity. The success or failure of each affiliate, like in any other business, depends upon each affiliate's skill set and personal effort. Earning levels for independent affiliates are examples and should not be construed as typical or average. Income level achievements are dependent upon individual affiliates' business skills, personal ambition, time, commitment, activity, and demographic factors. So there you have it.
Thank you so very much. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Anita Rawls. I'm a 100K affiliate with My Daily Choice. And guys, this is a really special time for me. It just kind of worked out behind the scenes and unbeknownst to me. But tomorrow, August 25th, 2017 is the day I joined My Daily Choice. So I've been here 3 years. And it's been the most exciting network marketing company that I've ever been a part of. And I was a part of a company for 12 years and was their number 2 income producer. But this has really been more exciting than anything I've ever been a part of in the past. But let me tell you a little bit about my story. And it's about my why. And if you don't have a why, how do you know where you're going? That's just pretty much that simple. So 3 years ago, it was a Saturday morning. I got a text on my cell phone here that said, I found something you might want to take a position in. It's free. And, you might want to take a look. And that was it. I called my sponsor and said, what's this about? And he said, well, it's about CBD oil. And I said, CBD who? I had never heard CBD oil before in my life. And so he said, go take a position. So I was cooking in the kitchen. I can remember so exactly where I was standing, what was happening. And I went to my office, opened up my computer, and took a position. Well, I was at the top of his leg, which has proven to be a very important position. And so it was the weekend, and we had several things going. So I didn't think much about it and thought, well, I'll worry about this next week. All of a sudden, I start getting these emails. You've got a paid affiliate. You've got several pre-enrollees. You've got paid customers. Well, now, fear of loss is huge for Anita Rawls. I don't want to miss the party. I don't want to miss the trip. I don't want to miss anything. And so I thought, well, what is this about? Well, we didn't even talk until Wednesday. And he said, you need to probably look at this because the way this comp plan works, these people are falling below you. And if you don't buy product by Thursday night, which is our cutoff, rules are still the same. They've not changed one iota in 5 years. He said, you need to buy product. So I went in and we discussed, and he said, if you buy 1 bottle, well, you'll get, 25%. If you come in as an executive, you get 50%. Well, now, being an accounting major, I realized 50% was better than 25%. So I'm all in. If it's executive, that's where I need to be. So I bought the product. And it was Labor Day weekend, that next weekend that was coming up. And so we had things planned and things going on. And Labor Day night, about 7 p.m., my husband became extremely sick. His fever was 106. He was septic with kidney stones. I rushed him to the emergency room on Monday night. We did not even get to a room until about 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. I stayed all day Tuesday with him. Now you can imagine how much sleep I've had. And now you can imagine how jittery I am and not coping with this situation well, because here it is, my husband, I'm here by myself. I don't have my daughter with me. She's in another town, blah, blah, blah. And so finally, Tuesday night, I go home. It's about 10:30. I check the mail. There was my bottle of CBD oil. Well, I don't even know what to do with it. Do I put it in my mouth, under my toes? I mean, what do I do with it? And so I am so dead tired that I just put it in my purse, and I thought, well, I'll call my sponsor the next morning. And so, and of course, I did not sleep well that night at home. I slept maybe 3 or 4 hours that night. I'm back at the hospital by 5:30 the next morning. And at about 7 o'clock, I thought, well, I can call my sponsor, and he's up at this time. So I called him and said, what do I do with this? And he says, well, take a dropper full and pull it under your mouth, under your tongue. And so I took a dropper, and I thought, well, if, one dropper is good, 2 droppers will be better. We don't know anything about it at this time, So I take 2 droppers full, and I mean, I'm just real jittery. I'm not quite sure the words I can say right now, but I don't handle stressful situations very well. Let's just put it that way. And so, I mean, I took that first drop. I've never felt this way since. It was like I felt a warmth going down my body, down to both of my little toes. And I'll be darned, within 15 minutes, I'm asleep on the side of my husband's bed with my head just, over on his bed. Now, I don't nap in the daytime. I don't sleep in the daytime. I do good if I get 6 hours of sleep a night. That's just what my body can live on. And I'm asleep. But I mean, realize I've not had but about 4 hours of sleep in 48 hours. And so I'm asleep, and I'm going, oh my gosh. So I'm there in the hospital room, and my husband is in the hospital for the next 8 days. He goes through surgery, not successful. We still have kidney stones. I finally am able to get him home. And during all this time, well, I've got my laptop, and I thought, well, I'm going to start sending out a few emails. And I start sending out a few emails, and lo and behold, lots of people start responding to my emails, and they start taking pre-enrollee positions. They start buying product, and I don't even talk to them. Oh my gosh. This is the month of September now, obviously. We end in September. I am less than 200 volume points short of 5K. I don't even know it. No one has told me what 5K, 10K, whatever the Ks are. I don't know anything about that. My sponsor didn't. It was at the end of the month that Barb calls my sponsor and says, wait a minute, what's going on here with this gal? So obviously I make 5K in October. And so we fast forward another year. It's October of 2018. And while we are at convention that night, it's a dinner. We're sitting there. We're all watching our cell phones. I make 50K. And I mean, I see it while we are at convention. And I mean, my whole table is just going like this because I have 2 tables of people. I have about 20 people at that first convention that I'm at. And we're all just, applauding because, I mean, I've just made 50K. And so we fast forward, and the ride has just gotten better and better. And I'm here to say that, when you put your mind to something, you can really make it happen. But what was my why? That's my story of how I got there. But what was my why? And my why was 2 years prior to my husband retiring, they closed the Dallas office where he was working. And he was quality control manager, a very high job, very prestigious job with a medical division that made implantable parts from the medical area in the body. And they decided to close the Dallas office. And this is a huge, and I won't name companies, but this is a huge global company that's known all around the world. And he was the quality manager in Dallas. They closed it 2 years before his retirement and 1 year before he was fully invested with his retirement. So here he is, 68 years old. You don't go out and find another quality control job at 68 when they can go hire 3 30-year-olds at a fourth of what they were paying him, because I mean, he did have a high salary. So here we are. He's lost his retirement. My why is to replace the retirement that we've lost. Well, I'm here to say I've been able to replace the retirement, and I've been able to now, we had our groundbreaking ceremony yesterday with our family, and we broke ground for the building of our new home, which we are very, very excited about. And so you guys will be able to watch the journey with this new home that's being built. And it's going to be a fun ride, but I'll tell you, this is all about manifesting in your mind what you want. And my why was I wanted this. And it was like, don't get in my way. You know, I'm going to go over you, around you, beyond you, under you. I'm going to get there no matter what. If you want to join up with me, join up with me. And I'm thankful that Rhonda and I became acquainted through a friend of a friend of a friend. And she's my now top leader in my company, my business. And it's exciting to be able to have friends because this business is about building relationships. It's about building friendships. It's about we become a family. I was trying to explain yesterday to my daughter and son-in-law, you know, how we are a family and they both work corporate jobs. And it's a little bit hard to understand the networking frame of mind when you work corporate jobs. But it's what you manifest. And guys, we have coming up Manifest 2020. It's September 18th and 19th. It's free to join. Have you ever been able to go to a corporate national convention for free? I've never been able to in my life. Now, mind this is going to be virtual, but there's my groups. We've got pockets of us. And I know that I'm going up to North Texas. We're going to have about 25 or 30 people at a location with a big screen TV. And I have prizes to give away to my team that's going to be there that day for those 2 days. And it's going to be a fun thing. We've been able to secure a restaurant of all places. It's not business. It's not busy during this period of time. And so they've opened up their rooms to us. We're getting a big TV in there. And so we're going to manifest what's coming, because when I keep reading what Josh has been putting out there, the Forex cryptocurrency market is going to be huge. And that's going to be one of the new things that's forthcoming. Don't know if that's going to be a convention. Don't know if that's going to be this month, next month. Don't know when, but we do know that it's coming. And Josh is a master chess player. Now, I'll remind you, I'm going to take you back a bit. Josh was playing chess at the age of 14. My grandson is 14 right now. He's a freshman in high school. Josh was playing chess globally and winning with men twice his age. Chess players have to be thinking 3 moves down the road. And he is thinking 3 moves down the road from what our current economy is doing. And that to me is very exciting. I met with a new team member on Saturday who had driven down from Kentucky down to Houston on another business venture, but we had lunch. And he says, I trade Forex every morning. That's pretty difficult. And I said, I know one thing that Josh does. It's going to be simple, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be affordable. So those things I do know. And so we take that and fast forward that to where we are right now within the course of this. So back to my why. My why was I wanted to replace the income my husband, or the retirement my husband lost. Plus, with now being able to build a house. Now, I won't say we're going to completely pay cash for it, but the loan is going to be very small. And it's going to be about a 4,500 square foot home. So it's not just a small house. And so the loan on that is not going to be very huge. And I believe with our new cryptocurrency venture that we're moving into, I believe that this house will be paid for within 2 years. That's what I'm putting out there. That's my manifestation that we will be able to do that. But in the meantime, one thing that I am doing is Manifestation Wednesday, to give something to someone every Wednesday. And that has been pretty amazing at the things that have been happening just because of giving. You know, the good book says, give and it'll be given unto you. And it's amazing when you start to give and you start to focus on other people. And that's what I've been able to do, is because of what this product has done. You know, as I told you, it immediately was able to relax this body that does not know how to sleep. And that next night, after that Tuesday, when I went home on Wednesday night, man, I slept like a baby that night. I hadn't slept like that in years. And so that's what the CBD oil has done for me. But now we have this house of brands. We've got the spray brand. We've got the HempWorks brand that has all of the CBD products in it. We have the Mantra essential oil brand. We have the travel brand, and we'll be able to get into travel once we can start traveling and enjoy that. And now we're introducing this 5th brand. So Manifest 2020, man, this has been what a year. When Josh mentioned Manifest 2020 last year, perfect visuals. And what a trip this year has been. And it's just exciting because now we've got products, we've got brands, we've got opportunities. So, but if you want to join this company, if you want to make money, the opportunity is here. I mean, yesterday morning before my church Zoom's class I got a phone call from a lady in Canada. And she said, I've been watching those. I've been sending her via our Genius app. I've been watching this information you've been sending in. She said, I thought it might be a year from now when I might be interested in joining your company. But the current company I'm in, they have done some crazy things with their comp plan. And she says, I'm ready to join now. And so you put it out there. You just don't know who may call you, but the wealth is in the follow-up. I will say that. And again, it's consistently doing the very minute tasks on a daily basis. And I think thanks to Rhonda, we have our daily method of operation that we've got in writing. We can check off those tasks every day. And I know when I have a checklist, I've got mine right over here. When I have a checklist that I can check off, you can't really see it, but when I have a checklist that I can check off, I get those tasks done every day. And so it's consistently doing those small things that ends up with the big results. And so there I was 3 years ago. What if I had have said no? What if I had have not taken that pre-enrollee position? What if I had have just shrugged it off and went, oh, that's just another one of those deals? I didn't even know what CBD oil was. And wow, have we learned so much. The Farm Bill of 2018 has changed our lives. I mean, it's just over and over and over with the products, the stories. I mean, Rhonda and her husband have just an incredible story. If we did nothing else but just help Ron, the whole trip would be worth just that one story alone. And we've got thousands of those. We've got over 146,000 in our group here that the product has touched their life in some way or the other. So what is your why? Where are you going? Write it down. And I have my little cards here. I teach my team to do certain things, but it's not just teaching them, is that don't just say, but do what you teach. I have my goals on green card because green represents money to me. And so I have my goals written down. They're stuck on my bathroom window. They're here in my office. I read these several times a day. I have my affirmations that I start out the morning with. And the first one is, I am happy and grateful that I'm earning $100,000 a month. I am happy and grateful. Everything starts with, I am happy and grateful that I am healthy. I am happy and grateful that my family is healthy. I am happy and grateful that I have made a wise decision when I joined my daily choice. These are my affirmations that I read daily. Doing those small things every day leads to the big picture. So if I can do it, you can do it. But it's a mindset. I'm very persistent. I'm very passionate. I have a lot of perseverance. And I have the privilege of being a part of this tremendous company, this special group success team. So with that, I say manifest it in your mind, get signed up for this free convention, get with people right there in your area. You can see there's a big screen TV behind me here. You can plug that in with an HDMI cable and you can watch it all on the big screen TV just right from the convenience of your home if you don't have people in your area. So with that, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm not changing it. And I will be one of the 7-figure income earners with this company before it's all said and done. Over to you, Tammy.
Oh my gosh, Anita, thank you so much. how can any of us follow up to that, right? That was amazing and that was inspiring. You know, I was going to go last, but I want to follow up on you that you're talking about that your mindset is so important, that your motivation is so important, that breeds consistency. You know, I started for one reason, I stayed in for another reason, but you know, we also had the opportunity to buy our dream home last September. So we were in it almost 1 year. But the cool thing is, it wasn't just that my income helped to make this happen, but most importantly, it was about that my mindset changed, that I knew that I could manifest things beyond the dreaming that I had done before. I've never been a dreamer, but being in this business has taught me to dream. It's taught me to plan to reach those dreams. It's taught me to think at a higher vibration so that I believe that those things will come. I wanted a house that I had no business wanting. I fell in love with the house that I knew that was way outside of our price range. But God had something better for me. I just had to plug my mindset in with his will, and boom, it happened. And just last night, my husband, Steve and I were talking about how just, I guess it'd be 13 months ago, because the month before we moved in, that we were still shaking in our boots about signing a mortgage that big. So, Anita, thank you so much for sharing, because it's not just about the small things, but if you have to dream and want and manifest the big things too. So, Erin, you're up next. Tell us, what is your why?
Oh my gosh, I gotta follow Anita. I joined network marketing back in 2011, and I watched. I didn't even know what network marketing was. I didn't know much about it. I was just buying product for my wife that she loved, and but I watched the power of it. Was similar to like what Anita was like. All of a sudden, you're this rank, and then you're this rank, and it's like, you know. And I'm passionate about things. I'm not I don't care how much money it makes me. I really love the fact that I get to be surrounded by all you guys, it seems like on a daily basis. And we're not, I mean, most of us aren't connected in any way other than, Anita and Rhonda. And I'm not sure how the chain goes, but my wife, we found CBD oil. My wife has had some major challenges through the course of the last, her whole life really. But I won't go into any medical claims or anything like that. But then when I saw it was a network marketing opportunity on top of it, I'm like, hey, can you go ahead? Well, how do I get a spot? I know about spots, right? Spots can be a big thing. So we got a spot, and we didn't have to put a lot of effort into it, other than we did need to put it out there what we were doing. And we did it in a different way, and all the success just came our way because of all the things that the income disclosure statement that I read earlier. Those are the things that you need, and the resources are free. I mean, who else can open a business and then you have like a mentor to show you how they got where they got? Like if I were to buy a brick and mortar business where I worked for 20 something years, he's not going to stick around for the lifetime of my business to show me, what I'm screwing up or give me a pep talk or anything like that. So that's been my why. Staying with it, this company is right now at a 70%, as of this month, 70% growth for the last, this year. So a lot's happened in this year, right? I mean, I don't know of any companies right now that are at a projected that are at 70% today, this month. So I think this opportunity above all the other ones are super, super hot. So, and especially with us coming out with new stuff. I mean, most people aren't coming out with new stuff. So that's good. As far as what the business is doing for me and why I'm really passionate, my son starts e-learning today. I can be home to be around for him. I don't have to worry about, finding a sitter and doing all that chaotic, crazy stuff. I'm able to work. I'm working right now without a mask. So I like that. And I'm kind of old. I'm 49 years old, and I've got back issues that rear their ugly heads sometimes. So if I had a physical job, I really couldn't do it right now. But right now, I'm, twisting and turning in my seat. I know Tammy can identify with me on some of those kind of things. But yeah, if I'm having a bad day, I don't have to go anywhere. I can show up on my Facebook. It's really easy to, do this from my bed. So those are just a couple of things, that keep me going. My wife keeps me going. It's a great job, and I get a ton of support. So thank you, Tammy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Your why is very, very similar to mine. I started taking CBD for those same issues that you and Danielle both suffer with. But I stayed because I was able to help other people and make money doing it. So, all right, Courtney, what you got for us? Tell me your why.
Hi, Tammy, Anita, that was awesome. Aaron, that was awesome. And so I love hearing everybody's stories. It's so really cool to just hear how this has been so amazing for people every single time. So my story is a little bit, everybody's stories is different. My story is different in the fact that I also didn't know that I was getting into network marketing, but I've been in holistic healthcare for 24 years. And I had a family member reach out to me and say, hey, I heard CBD can help me with this, but I've used a bunch of kinds and they haven't helped me. And I need you to figure out why and which one's going to work. And they were really having an end stage life issue. So I set to work really hard on figuring out what would work. And I found some things that seemed okay. But when I stumbled on HempWorks CBD oil, it didn't even compare to anything else. The labs, the quality, everything. And so, I came back and I said, hey, I think, this is the one, if anything's going to help. And it did. I'm not going to make medical claims here, but it has helped a ton. And so one person after the next person, once I said, hey, I've got great CBD, just put it out there. The sales just started coming in. And besides the sales coming in and the testimonies coming in of just the things that it was helping people with, just blessed me so much, because most of the time in my career, when I offer to help somebody, they have to really sacrifice and really struggle and really limit everything that goes in. And it can be extremely difficult. And this is the only thing that I have found to be as helpful without having to make all of those changes, like fasting for 6 months. And so it's been so powerful in that regard, because a lot of people just aren't willing to go that far to make the changes. And so once the testimony started coming in, it was so amazing. But then at the same time, I was meeting people like Anita, high ranking, and Rhonda and Barb, and people in my upline that I was like, when I first took the tour and I saw the income disclosure, I literally laughed out loud, because I thought, nobody makes that kind of money. What a joke. I'm not trying to be negative. Like, that was my first thought. I literally was laughing like, that's ridiculous. But then I actually met people that were making that kind of money, and I was like, are you kidding me? Well, my husband and family and I moved from California to Pennsylvania to start a nonprofit farm. And we need to raise $2 million to fund our nonprofit, to get it really started, to get a property and all the animals. And we're helping families impacted by severe disabilities and trauma. And my why is to start this nonprofit and to help these people with all of the therapies and support that they need. And so it drives us. Our whole entire family has such a passion to do this. And not only will it help fund that, but it'll help replace my husband's income, so that he can put full time into that and not require necessarily a salary from the nonprofit, that we'll just be able to serve in the nonprofit. And so that is my why. And I'm a stay-at-home homeschool mom. So prior to finding this opportunity, I was just, hoping that, maybe people would donate. But now we're actually raising the money, and we're confident that we're going to be able to fund this, which would end up, buying the property and the animals and the feed and all those things. And so we're super, super excited. And all along the way, being able to help people and hear their testimonies is just absolutely incredible. And then the stuff that it's done in our own personal family, I can't even get into, but I have so many stories of under my roof, the things that have changed. and in our extended family as well, and friends and now customers. And it's just been so awesome to see it make such a difference in people's lives, and physically and financially. And so it's just awesome. No matter which angle you want to come looking at it, it has been such a blessing and enables us to be a greater blessing. So that's my story and my why.
That's great. You know what I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask if y'all are on this chat, if you're on this live, I would really love it if you would put your why. Even if you haven't started our business yet, we encourage you to go to the person that invited you to this group and ask them, how do I get started? But put your why in there. Why would you want a little or a lotta? But put your why in there, because we would all like to share and encourage you. So we're going to close out with Rhonda. Rhonda, you've always got good stuff. Tell us your why today.
Well, thank you, Tammy. This has been an amazing live. Anita, I can't believe I've known you for 2 years and I never heard your entire story like that. That was so inspiring. Oh my goodness. And being part of this team, just to hang out with you guys is such a blessing. But I want to share my biggest, what I feel is the biggest perk for me of having a home-based business has always been the time freedom. I started when I was 21 years old in the network marketing business. And the reason I started way back then, because that was 41 years ago, I was 21, had just had my first baby. So he's 40. Holy moly. Anyway, I grew up on a farm. So my entire upbringing, both of my parents were home all the time. So when I became a mom, the idea of neither parent being home was not even an option in my book. I could not even wrap my head around that, because I just had never lived in that environment. My parents were always home. And so I made the decision then, after I had Joel, that I needed to find a way to be a stay-at-home mom. And at that time, I had started going to the gym. I was trying to lose this weight I had gained when I was pregnant with him. And I met a lady there that shared these nutritional products with me. And I needed all the help I could get, because I was not in the greatest of health, just coming out of my teenage years. I'm in a lot better health now at 62. But anyway, I was anemic during my pregnancy. I had had pretty much a junk food diet as a teenager and all that. So when I started taking these supplements and they really worked for me, I thought, wow, maybe I can do what she does. Because I knew that this lady that shared it with me, this was her full-time living. So that's how I got started in network marketing. That company is actually still around. They are the oldest network marketing company, and it's not Amway. Everybody thinks that's the oldest one. But anyway, the reason way back then was just because I wanted to be home for my kids. I wanted to be there when they got off the bus. I wanted to be able to go on the field trips if I had that opportunity. If they had sporting events right after school in the middle of the day, I wanted to be there. And I cannot tell you, people, you cannot put a price tag on that, because you cannot get the time back. Here, my son is 40 now, but I never missed anything. All those years, I stayed with that same company for almost 20 years and raised 3 children and didn't miss anything. If they were sick, mom was home to take care of them. So I really, really, really want to, I'm going to get teary, but I want to encourage all the young moms and all the young people listening to this. Step out of your comfort zone. you know, maybe this is something you never thought about doing, but think about how different, you know, different things will be 20, 30 years from now. Your children are going to grow up so fast. And let me tell you, grandchildren grow up even faster. Now we have 6 grandkids, and the oldest one this week is starting his senior year in high school. They'll be 18 soon. And the same thing happened with them, because I've been in network marketing all these years. My Daily Choice is my 3rd and last company. This is my forever home. I'm not one to jump around, obviously, if this is only my 3rd company in all these years. So now, with 6 grandchildren ranging in age from 2 to 18, I've been able to be a stay-at-home grandma. Same thing, you know, I don't have to miss anything, because here's really how it works when you're a stay-at-home parent or grandparent. I'm able to put on my calendar at the beginning of the month, I put all the things that I want to do. What events do I want to be at? What birthday parties? What football games? What cheerleading? I put all of them on my calendar, and then I work around all of that. I can work my business at 5 a.m., 1 a.m., in between their events. It doesn't matter. But if you are stuck in the 9 to 5 rat race, you have to put their schedule, your employer's schedule, whatever they're telling you, on your calendar, and then just hope and pray that you can get to something. And in my opinion, as a mom and a grandma, that is not the optimum situation. And if you, I'm not downing, if anybody has a full-time career, I mean, we're not all called to have a home-based business, that's for sure, or who in the world would be doing all the other jobs? But I'm saying, if in your heart, you really want to be working from home and be available for your kids and grandkids, then I just want to encourage you, step out of your comfort zone, talk to the person that invited you to watch this live. You don't know what you don't know. Just have a conversation and see if this might be a fit for you. All right, Tammy, back to you before I cry.
Oh, too bad, too late. Courtney's crying. I'm teared up. I feel Erin's kind of misty-eyed. The people on the chat are just loving that we're talking about our legacy, that we're talking about our children, that we're talking about our grandchildren. You know, last weekend, we took 2 of our grandsons on vacation with us, and it was one of my favorite towns, doing our favorite things, and I've always wanted, it was on my bucket list to take those grandbabies while they were still young enough to enjoy it. And you know, when I saw the 9-year-old this week, I said, you know what, buddy, on the way over here, I was thinking about that time where we were tubing, and every time we could hear the rapids come up, my anxiety level would go up, and I would reach out and I would grab the 9-year-old's hand. And as long as I held his hand, even if I was screaming, I would go over those rapids, and I would open my eyes and see that his eyes were this big around. But when I saw him this week and I said, you know what, buddy, that's my favorite memory of the whole trip, how I was able to hold your hand. And he hugged my waist so hard. You know what? That's a memory that we both have. And that is that we pulled each other to a higher level and got past our fears. And as a team, in Success Team, that's what we do as well. We grab each other and we say, we can do this. Even if I grabbed Anita's hand and she said, I've done this, so let me pull you through it. In fact, you know, the name of my business is Seize the Rope. And what I say is, I've been through the fire, but even if I'm still smelling like smoke, I can still throw you the rope and say, grab a hold, and I will pull you out. So I hope that something that we've said, something that we've shared with you, something has piqued those tear ducts, you know, that and tugged on that heartstring that said, I want something better for myself, something better for my kids, something better for my grands. Does anybody have anything to close? Because I'm done.
I think that was all perfect. You guys are amazing.
All right,
Can I
guys.
just say
Well,
that?
Anita's going to say something.
What the mind can conceive and believe you can and will achieve.
Brilliant. I'm not going to top that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining on. We'll see you next Monday at 9 right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, everybody.
Bye.